I'm Shin. Welcome to this session. Previously, I was an educator in an Institute of Higher Learning in Singapore. Currently, I'm a solutions manager with Amazon Web Services, Education to Workforce Solutions. I strive to build strong industry-academia collaborations to benefit students with the necessary technical know-how, product knowledge, and to help students to be gainfully employed. Collaborations with academia to enhance education through effective pedagogy and aligning curriculum with cloud computing competencies are key success factors to build the talent pipelines to address the concern in labor shortages, especially in the cloud computing sector. Together with me today, we have educators from Singapore Management University and Nanyang Polytechnic. In the next 30 minutes, we will be sharing with you how industry-academia collaborations focus on best practices, pedagogy, and curriculum alignment to support students in starting their career in tech roles. We hope to inspire members of academia in the region to collaborate with industry to build talent pipelines. We will start off with the growing demand for diverse cloud talents in the region, followed by the methodology at building talent pipelines with industry-academia collaborations. Kyung Shim from Singapore Management University and Miao Ting from Nanyang Polytechnic will share their implementations respectively. Finally, we'll wrap up with specific call to actions. Professionals with cloud computing skills are in high demand, and organizations large and small are competing for talents and expertise. According to LinkedIn data, cloud computing is the #1 hard skills companies need most, and it has been ranked among the top skills for the past 5 years. We have heard from our customers and partners around the world that filling up cloud roles can be challenging. There are simply not enough applicants to meet the growing demand. A survey from 451 Research shows that 90% of IT decision makers report cloud skills shortages. Let's take a look at the cloud skills demand in ASEAN region. According to a 2021 IT skills and salary report by Global Knowledge, AWS certification is in the top 5 highest paying certifications. Job, talent intelligence platform, provides the data of unique job postings for cloud or AWS related talents. The data by Drop shows 249,000 unique jobs posting where knowledge of cloud or cloud skills were mentioned in the job requirements, and 99,000 job postings where knowledge of AWS or AWS skills was mentioned in the job requirement. The cloud-associated talent demand in ASEAN region growing at a compound annual growth rate of approximately 20%. The overall demand for cloud skills is significant. As cloud technologies transform businesses across every industry, organizations are rethinking their business and hiring needs, redefining who and how they hire. Many are struggling to find individuals with the skills they need, and others are eager to train their current employees. In order to take their place in today's growing global economy, individuals need to develop the skills that employers value most. Not only we need to focus on creating new cloud talents graduating from tertiary education, but we also need to pay close attention to reskilling and upskilling of the current population of technical professionals to accelerate the digital transformation in ASEAN. We want to ensure the individuals around the world from all walks of life have the opportunity to develop cloud skills and begin a promising career in technology. In doing so, we are creating a more inclusive industry that prepares learners of all backgrounds to become the builders of tomorrow. AWS believes that higher education institutions and technical and vocational education and training institutions remain crucial sites where tomorrow's business leaders, engineers, builders, and entrepreneurs gain the skills they need to add value in the workplace. This is why we are committed to empowering tertiary education communities with the resources they need to prepare students for in-demand job roles. Our team works with educators, education institutions, academic leadership, government programs, and strategic partners to develop initiatives that align education to careers in the cloud and promote student employability. We work with institutions to map existing curricula to a framework of cloud skills that are in demand by AWS, our customers, and partners. We then leverage AWS education programs and curricula to enhance and modernize the program of study. Essentially, we are providing the industry feedback loop necessary to help institutions to create curriculum that prepares students for an entry-level role in the cloud. We share no-cost tools and resources to students to gain hands-on experience at building solutions in the cloud. Students gain the career-ready skills that directly relate to in-demand jobs and gain credentials recognizable to recruiters that provide immediate employment benefits. Now, let's deep dive into our approach at building the talent pipelines. Our approach is holistic. While we do support institutions in designing a program that is aligned to labor market demand, we also build capacity across these 5 focus areas. Sustainable workforce development programs are those that have executive-level support from institutional leadership, cloud employers, faculty members, and career services. Our approach focuses on 5 focus areas that are critical to development and longevity of the cloud programs of study. Leadership support, connecting directly with system and administrative leaders to garner the executive-level support for the cloud programs before it is even launched. Curriculum alignment, using labor market data to work backwards from job requirements that the competencies taught in the curriculum are aligned with industry demand. Employer engagement, supporting institutions as they form relationship with local employers and industry leaders who will validate their cloud programs and support students' pathways from the program to cloud jobs. Faculty development, helping institutions create plans for ongoing faculty development based on the needs of their academic programs. Career support, building capacity within institutions to provide students with cloud-specific career guidance and best practices at preparation to enter the cloud workforce. The first step we take is to perform a customer needs assessment in order to identify how we can best support the education institutions. The result of this assessment informs which of the 5 focus areas we will require the most support and give us the insight into which of the workshops or tools within our consultative menu are most aligned with the needs of an institution. The consultation itself consists of 4 modules that comprise a consultative process that lasts between 2 to 6 months. The first module is focused on establishing milestones, goals, and an implementation plan to help usher your team through the rest of the build process smoothly. Module 2 and 3 are where we focus first on curriculum structuring at a program level and then designing at a course level. The main focus of these 2 modules is aligning the academic program and curriculum to industry needs. We also support each institution as they determine what types of faculty development are needed to successfully launch and maintain the program, as well as build capacity to integrate career services and employer relationship that will support the program and its students. Module 4 is all about getting ready to launch the program and helping institutions plan for how to update and maintain course materials as the cloud technology evolves. We will also work together and support each institution as they plan for how to promote and recruit students into the program of study. The outcome of industry and academia collaborations are impactful. Working closely with leaders and educators to understand their local workforce development needs, AWS offers a range of education programs to help communities solve their skills gap and build economic prosperity. Now, let's hear from Kyung Shim from Singapore Management University and Miao Ting from Nanyang Polytechnic.
Hi, my name is Kyung Shim. I'm a faculty member from Singapore Management University's School of Computing and Information Systems. In this segment, I wish to share with you our journey of integrating AWS Cloud Certification training into our school's information systems curriculum. Our school started back in 2003 with a program focused on information systems, with the mission of producing graduates who can bridge the gap between business and information technology. Over the last 18 years, our school has grown in size, with many focus areas such as AI, business analytics, cybersecurity, and so on. This is to meet the industry demand for graduates who are job-ready with relevant skills. Especially in the last 5 to 6 years, with increasing demand for cloud-ready professionals in various domains, our information systems curriculum has introduced and integrated cloud learning into several courses. A number of courses, both core and elective, have successfully adopted Amazon Web Services into classroom learning. For instance, in Web Application Development 2, students learn how to deploy full-stack web applications to AWS using Amplify, Beanstalk, EC2, and S3. In another elective course, Social Analytics and Applications, students learn AWS Analytics services such as Recognition and Comprehend. Over the last 3 years, some of the courses leveraging AWS have integrated AWS certification training. Not only are students learn how to use AWS Cloud, but they also attain AWS certifications, either as a course requirement or on a voluntary basis. Our analytics elective course, Social Analytics and Applications, made AWS Cloud Practitioner Certification exam a 15% graded component, while the main focus of the course is on social media platforms, social network analysis, and text analysis on social conversations. Along the way, our students learn how to perform analytics on cloud in AWS cloud environment. In each lesson, our hands-on lab exercises involve students deploying things to cloud, running scripts on cloud on EC2, S3, RDS, and analytic services such as Recognition, Transcribe, and Comprehend. This way, students gradually become ready for AWS Cloud Practitioner Certification exam at the end of the term. We work very closely with AWS Educate and Academy team in Singapore, and we plan ahead. With their wonderful help, usually 2 to 3 months before the term, we consult the AWS team, who advise us on what AWS Academy courses map to our planned academic courses and how to onboard students. 3 weeks prior to the term, we, the faculty, initiate AWS Academy course creation and submit a voucher request. Throughout the term, AWS Educate and Academy team is always ready and prompt in case of any questions or additional need. At the end of the term, students go for the certification exam. So far, over the last few runs, my students have achieved 92% exam pass rate. Benefits of integrating AWS Academy courses and leveraging professionally prepared AWS training materials is that we, the faculty, save a lot of time by tapping into existing materials. AWS training materials are extremely well done up with videos and scenarios, as well as sandbox environment where students can attain practical hands-on skills. Knowledge check quizzes help our students evaluate their knowledge and skills on a weekly basis. AWS Educate and Academy generously provide 50% exam voucher to all students. For SMU students, there's further subsidy possible through IMDA iPrep program, as well as internal SMU funding. For SMUX courses, we tap into SMUX funding. But there are other scholarships that some of our students can also tap into for further financial support. As of today, just in my Social Analytics and Application course, 285 students are certified in Cloud Practitioner, with 92% exam pass rate. Students love the hands-on aspect of learning, and they're well aware that AWS certification, having that on their resume, boosts their chance of employment. Just to showcase a hands-on lab our students do, here's an analytics pipeline our students learn how to build that can ingest image files, such as memes, and then extract text and turn that text into an audio file. When the whole flow is completed, the user receives a notification via SMS. Our plan going forward is to increase our cloud learning into more programs. While information systems is our oldest legacy and the largest program, we've launched additional majors and degree programs over the last few years. This means more courses and more students who can benefit from cloud learning, which is an essential part of every discipline within computing. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Kyung-shim. Now, let's hear from Melting from Nanyang Polytechnic.
Hi, my name is Melting. I'm course manager of the Diploma in Business Intelligence and Analytics at Nanyang Polytechnic. For this segment, I will share some details about Nanyang Polytechnic and the new teaching and learning model the institution embarked on, the professional competency model. Nanyang Polytechnic NYP was established as an institution of higher learning in 1992. The 5 schools in NYP offer quality education and training through more than 40 full-time diploma courses and common entry programs. NYP also has a full suite of continuing education and training options for lifelong learning, ranging from specialist and advanced diplomas to SkillsFuture modules and courses. In 2020, NYP launched the NYP Professional Competency Model, NYP PCM. This new teaching model fundamentally reimagines and transforms poly education. Instead of learning in silo subjects, learning is structured around actual work tasks, say analyzing data pulled from smart sensors and doing up a report and presentation about the findings. So in this case, engineering, communication, data analytics lecturers teach together to show how the skills interplay, making for a holistic approach to the learner's synthesis. The current approach used by most institutions for course design is the traditional discipline-centric or module-centric model. In the traditional model, learning outcomes are unpacked into separate modules along subject lines. This compartmentalizes learning and may lead to less meaningful learning, as some learners will not be able to see the connections between modules and their application. A key challenge with the subject-based model is when industry transforms and the competency requirements change. It is difficult and slow for the institution to respond because competencies development is spread over many separate and distinct modules. The NYP PCM is a competency-based learning model that effectively addresses these needs. In the NYP PCM, learners develop competencies and achieve the learning outcomes directly through competency units or CMUs, which are the fundamental building block of the PCM. Competency is about being able to use the right mix of knowledge, skills, and attitude, or KSA, that will meet or exceed the demands of the task. In each CMU, learners develop the needed competency through a transdisciplinary approach that mirrors workplace practices. As learners have the benefit of learning in a real-world context where all the KSA associated with a task are acquired in an integrated manner, the NYP PCM leads to more meaningful and effective learning. The diagram here shows the course competency map of the 3-year diploma program, Diploma in Business Intelligence and Analytics, DBA. The course learning outcomes are expressed in competency-based form as course competencies, referred to the right panel. DBA comprises of 9 course competencies with 5 canvases to group the relevant competencies units and work integration unit for significant tasks. Refer to the colored region on the map. The competency units are designed to be stackable learning units packed at varying complexity levels to scaffold learners' competency development towards skill mastery. Complexity level 1 to 5 are intended for pre-employment education and training PT, while complexity level 6 and above are designed for continuing education and training CET. While competency units develop specific competencies, work integration units enables learners to synthesize competencies acquired through related competency unit within a competency canvas to perform significant tasks expected by the industry. NYP PCM-based course supports learners' propensity for lifelong learning. Upon graduation, learners may progress to take NYP Specialist Diploma in Business and Big Data Analytics, which is also on NYP PCM, to further deepen their analytics competencies. This diagram shows how the learning is scaffolded from our pre-employment education and training PT to continuing education and training CET. The revamped course will be launched in October 2022. What's unique about professional competency model? Integrated learning. The new teaching model enables multiple disciplines needed for competency to be taught in a seamless and integrated manner so that learning is more effective. Agile and responsive curricula. This model is agile, as new competency units can be added in response to technological advancements and industry needs. When industry needs change, the competency units can also be updated quickly. Industry co-development. A key differentiator of the PCM is that curriculum and courseware from top companies can be incorporated directly via competency units into our programs. This enables learners to acquire industry competencies while enhancing opportunities for industry practitioners to co-teach some of the topics alongside NYP lecturers. Accredited by industry. Learners under this model will graduate with additional industry certifications that can help kickstart their careers. This will ensure that our graduates will be able to stay abreast of new changes and be ahead of the curve. Partnerships between NYP and technologists and industry leaders are crucial to the holistic development of learners. It will prepare them well to meet industry expectations and needs. The curriculum team is working closely with AWS in the co-design of the curriculum in the areas of data analytics, machine learning, and cloud computing. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Kyung Shim and Miao Ting, for sharing your best practices at pedagogy, curriculum planning, course development, incorporating AWS into student capstone projects, and most importantly, teaching students with the cloud computing skills needed by the industry. Here are some quotes from some of our higher education students who are part of the talent pipelines. And now they are next-gen solutions architect intern at AWS. Academia could play a role in skill, upskill, reskill learners in cloud computing skills through pre-employment education and training, and continuing education and training programs. AWS can also help you craft upskilling and reskilling programs in your community with global network of collaborating organizations, empowering you to help students transition from their education to workforce with the in-demand cloud skills they need to reach their goals. AWS is committed to expanding access to cloud skills training and education globally. We are removing barriers to education and forging new paths for individuals to develop cloud expertise, obtain AWS certifications, and enter the technology workforce. AWS work hand in hand with organizations, education institutions, and governments to empower individuals along different professional journeys to upskill, reskill, and prepare for high-quality jobs. Learn more about how to connect with graduates from AWS Academy, AWS Educate, and AWS Restart programs today. Do not hesitate to reach out to us here at AWS. Thank you again for attending, and we really appreciate your feedback so that we can better understand the topics and services you would like to know more about. Please do take the time to fill out our survey and let us know what you think.